Now, so round one of the Ford GT Mark II Grand Prix, and yeah, I've landed myself into a tier 2 group, which is pretty handy enough. There is a fair few keys for this one to be had here. Let's see, what are we looking at? Yeah, so 5 keys available for direct winning, and then you've got, like, say, around a 50% chance from position 6, 40 in 7th, all the way down to around, yeah, you're looking at maybe a 28% chance there in 10th position. So not too bad, not amazing, but at the same time, it's all down to the people who land in their group. Because I've heard, yeah, there's been players who've landed in tiers 3 and 4 who have ended up with known people who should definitely be in the top 1%. And some of those groups where, yeah, apparently there's like multiple people who are that level. So, I mean, sandbagging is one of those things where it's always kind of a bit odd that you can drop yourself down into lower tier groups, but you also have the chance of doing the same thing and landing right next to another person who should be in the top 1%. And all you gain out of that is being in a really low tier group. But yeah, I am, like I said, in with a decent enough group here in yeah, this one. A couple of people have placed times already, which are far better than my best practice times. But that said, what I've been doing for practice is just basically looking at kind of doing a race. Say I have a 42.3, but yeah, what I would advise with this one, especially with rat race, is do a race where you kind of take the car down pretty much like in a nice straight pathway, and don't go for too much in the lines of like kind of crazy windy stuff. Like, you can obviously pull out 360s and stuff throughout this track, but you have the chance of kind of this game for sake. That's getting boring. But yeah, before you do your practice stage, and definitely before you do a live run on Osaka, yeah, come in and like restart your game first, then go and do a practice run, and then do a live run, because yeah, this game at the moment is incredibly bad with crashing. But what I've been doing here with my practice runs, say, so far, is just basically trying to be as conservative as possible with the actual car. So not going any bit too crazy, and just kind of like, especially in the middle portion of this. So launching a fair bit into the tunnel, but yeah, pretty much once hitting inside the tunnel, just not going with any kind of like crazy tricks inside there. And I would advise people do something like this run for their first attempt at least, and then if you want to get fancy after that, that's perfect. So like one little 360 into the ramp, but then I'm not even going to hit that ramp on the left hand side there. Just gonna plunk the car up here and just, yeah, put it on the straight down throughout this back area. Use a small bit of nitro here because you will fill up for a shockwave handily enough, and anything that you kind of, you know, don't make use of is just going to waste. But say something like that, 42.6, not exactly an amazing time, but you can see the fact that that's like a really stable time. And I would advise, just if you're uncertain with this car especially, put in a run like that first. Don't go for fancy kind of like too high flying-y stuff, especially out inside the tunnel, because there is a chance that you can really mess it up. And you've got 3 attempts at this one, so something like that, it's probably not going to win you this race depending on the tier group that you're inside in. But yeah, like, it'll probably do you better than, like I said, going in there, making a mistake, colliding off one of the sides and wrecking. So something like that's not a bad run to start off with. Now, obviously, if you want to do like more stuff then in the second and third runs, go for that, because like, yeah, you can shave off quite a few seconds here and there. But again, like I said, I'm just advising to yeah, maybe like go relatively safe on the first run of this, when you're bringing it through. Now, while it's not exactly essential for, say, the first round, because I feel that this first stage in particular isn't going to get a massive benefit from this, but I usually like to start off the Grand Prix by, like kind of tuning up the car a little bit at least. So I am going to bring this car to 2 stars now, and then you kind of ride that one out for the rest of things. So like, it's 35 blueprints for that first star in this. Then after that, they become incredibly costly. So it's 35, 55, 85. But in my opinion, there wouldn't be much point in me bringing this to, say, 35 on the second or third day, especially not the third day, because it basically in this one goes short course, long, short, long, short, long the whole way through. And I don't think like anyone's going to be hitting 35 blueprints by day 2. And yeah, in my opinion, that like if I would throw down tokens now, I'll have some advantage on day 1 and then also get a little buff on day 2 from that. Now, like I haven't seen the racers, all of the people in my group, so there is a chance with this one in tier 2 that I might suffer some difficulty. And also, I will not get to be in my regular kind of play style for the last couple of days on this, because yeah, I won't actually be here for the last couple of days of this. I'll be traveling, so my Switch will be in portable mode, and that's going to be a whole lot more fun and difficult. So if I can get some points early on, this could really help out for those later stages. I also will not unfortunately have a video for those last stages. I'll just have one of me probably opening packs when I get back going, oh no, please let there be a key in these packs. But we'll see how we get on. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to boost this one up to 2 stars right now. If I fail to get a key here, there is a key hunt later for this car as well. So it does come back in a event where you can just kind of farm out for a key from it. Unlike some of the other Grand Prix cars, yeah, this one, there is another route to get it. But yeah, like I said, I do want to just bring this one to that 2nd star and yeah, see how much that costs me. Worst case scenario, this is going to be 4.5k tokens, but I will have fingers crossed that it's going to be slightly fairer than that to me. I don't know, based on some of my Bailey luck earlier, that might not be the case at all. But yeah, I need 18 blueprints in total, so 3 from the first pack. Wonderful. The lowest possible amount gettable. Let's see. Oh, I didn't actually check if the other epics in this one have the like some of the nicer cars which appeared in those Bailey ones, but it doesn't appear to have much in the line of epics or anything. Camaro LT and 3 more, so lowest possible amount for there. Yay! I need, what is it, 6 sets of 3, so game, cop on. A jackpot would be nice, or a jackpot of BMW nonsense. Oh, that's 3 for 3 of, yeah, 3 blueprints. That is some pretty S-word look. Let's see how we do with these. Be great if I was chasing down a Dodge Viper. 3 at least for this, so it will unlock. If not in this one, then in the next 10 pack. Or well, when I say unlock, it will start up in the next one. So yeah, I'll need a 5th for that. Unless I get lucky with these packs, which have been fairly unlucky for me. But we'll check it out. What's the worst that can happen other than 75 tokens? It's not that bad. Aye, more H2 speed. But yeah, see, like, this is one where I didn't want to overshoot it by too much anyway, because realistically, I'm probably not going to go for the next star on that because of the fact that, like, yeah, 55 blueprints for the next one. But then again, any extra that I will take away from this event is not going to be, you know, it's not never a negative to have blueprints. Saying that, this seems to be another 3. Wow, that is some terrible looks at. 1 second, how much was that in total? That's 3,750. Oh no, 3,825 for the star up for this thing. But yeah, like it's the difference between about 300 rating in this one. And yeah, like usually if it's a case of like wanting to star up a car in a Grand Prix, may as well throw some tokens at it early rather than leaving it rattle on a bit later. But yeah, that is a pretty car, but costly. And yeah, garage increased by 0 because again, like with these GP cars, they will just show up as being worth 0 until the key is actually acquired for them. And I'm just going to tune this one straight up like to the absolute max available with this. Like I said though, I don't imagine this is going to really alter this time on the first stage. Like Rat Race is one of those ones where it really is just so short that yeah, like a little bit of tuning on a 40-second race, realistically, like that's not going to be a huge difference maker up to the 2552 at least anyway. Now I'm going to give this one one more a practice run with it at this state, and like yeah, you can see there as well, cost of the next star 55 blueprints. Like that's nuts. I cannot see that many players going for this to be brought up to that level. Like it's definitely like it's not a bad car, but it's not a car you want to be spending like thousands and thousands and thousands of tokens on, especially not when you've got so many other events ongoing at the same time. Now, so what I'm going to do with this is just take this on a more or less flat run, the same kind of as I did that first time, and just see the difference that it makes having the car tuned up that bit more. Like a lot of that time with these shorter tracks, like I said, I don't think it's going to make a gigantic difference, but yeah, it's always going to be obviously some bit of an increase, put a small bit of pressure on other people in the group as well. Oh, that is a lot more sprightly off the grid, unexpectedly so. Difference there between the yeah person who is just in behind me. Yeah, but now see what it's like taking it completely nice and steady just down around here, and launch towards the finish. That is like 190 miles per hour cruising speed now, whereas previously that had been 188 on the flat portion of this with the 1-star version of the car. I'll make sure to get the tires back down flat again, and whoa, that's noticeably faster even on that shorter course. That makes a significant difference actually. Far faster than I would have expected. Like just the launch speed off the grid at that second star. Oh, that's not that's not bad. Now, and what I'm gonna do is I'll now throw a practice run with some flair in it. So I'll throw an extra 360 inside that tunnel and hit the ramp as well after a bit of a drift on the way down there, and see how much extra this car gains, or if this car is one that like some of these kind of more speedier but like weirder acceleration ones tend to be. Although this version of the GT is less top speed, I find. Oh, we'll see how it handles. I usually just like to do a fair bit of practice before going live with stuff. But yeah, see here, 360 here, build up some nitro, and then I'm gonna drift into the tunnel, punch it up here with the imperfect. In a nice extra bit of airtime with the higher tuning on this one, and definitely like the stability of the car has increased quite a lot. Let's save up here for my bank and see. Oh, that shockwave. You really want to keep the wheels on the ground as much as possible there, but oh, that's a decent enough time from that throw into the air. 41.6. Yeah, that's an improvement of 0.4 on that. Can't really complain too much, and yeah, like even that wasn't exactly a perfect run with that. I almost forgot, since getting the second star for that, I can paint it yellow. Nice. But yeah, that's like a fairly stable enough time. So the 42 seconds ish, even with just a stable run, I'd be happy enough with that. Just to place in a starting run on this, and then if I can put in one of those slightly more yeah, stunty runs, I'll throw one of those here as well. So yeah, we'll go for a live run at this. Hopefully not have my game crash, but yeah, I think once you're playing just the one mode, it's mostly been safe for me. But like, yeah, just the crashing is obviously like a really bad worry, especially when you're like looking at Grand Prix, like I said, where you've got 3 attempts to do a race, and yeah, then you're kind of speaking about wasting extra tokens. But yeah, like for this one, like I said, I'm just going to yeah, punch it just in a very careful enough way, just right down the inside here. Whoa, riding up the walls a tiny bit more. That car, it has gotten like that bit extra speed on there, and it's sort of useful, but at the same time it's obviously like throwing a small bit after doing this practice run quite a few times with just the 1-star tuning of this. But let's see what kind of time I'll land with that. 41.9. It's pretty much exactly what I landed in the practice by doing the flatland track. And like, that's, you know, obviously one of those things where I say I just like practice it a lot of times and then try and do just nice stable run with the first one. You have 3 attempts, so just, yeah, if you go risky at start, then you know you're in kind of trouble areas very, very quickly. So let's see, that puts me at 2nd position, yeah, because there's one other person in my group who has this car at the 2.5k already as well, I noticed. Taking a look there at the times, yeah, there's one other person with the time faster than mine. That's also with the 2.5k rated 2-star car. But obviously there's a load of people still to race in mine, because people are waiting for people to make that first move and see how others are going to start off in this Grand Prix. So yeah, realistically it is just a case of like, you kind of have to wait and see for the players in your group and see who's going to push the car and who's going to be obviously just really, really good racers, because it's kind of one thing to look at levels, but there can obviously be alts of people or people who get other people to drive for them as well in these Grand Prix if they're in some of those larger clubs. But now though, I'm going to do a 2nd attempt, and yeah, this time now I'll break out the 360 into that ramp inside in the tunnel and factory area with that. So it's just watching that loading bar thing spin around, and I'm like, dude, load. I'll have the same, yeah, you spot it now, since I'm only up against the person who's in 1st position should launch with the exact same acceleration as me, so I lose that advantage here. But yeah, we'll see what I can pull off inside that tunnel and how we get on. But yeah, it is just a case of like, as long as I've planted a decent enough starter time, I'm happy enough with that. Ooh, yeah, keeps the imperfect all the way as far as that thing. Very close to scraping the tail end off of the actual wall there, where I was really worried about that, because like with these long cars especially, like that could be just lights out instantly for that run. Oh, would I get the landing? No, not quite. I didn't get the wheels touch down. A fair bit faster. But yeah, like definitely the point. Yeah, so 0.09 off that person, I think. But then again, as more people put times in and shave their time down 0.04 of a second, can make a fairly large difference in this. What I might do for now is hold on to that 3rd attempt and maybe see how people start to do and how people place, and I might give another couple of runs with my practice time later on today. But as for now, I'll probably leave it at that. It's currently 45 points. Like I said, almost nobody realistically in my group went on day one. Handful of people on the second day, and I think loads of people are just waiting to see how people do with putting some tuning and stuff into this car. Like I said, today is a short race, so the tuning is going to make much of a difference. Tomorrow, though, is it dipping down tomorrow? But I know it's definitely a long course because, like I said, this one goes short, long, short, long, short, long. So definitely by tomorrow, if you're still riding at a 1-star car in that, you're going to be at a massive disadvantage to people who tune it up. Like you can see there, the acceleration difference is just, it's night and day really between a 1-star and a 2-star with this. So yeah, while the top speed didn't increase by a lot, like those 2 miles an hour, over a longer track, I have a feeling that that's going to make a fairly significant difference. And handling as well, yeah, they improved quite a lot with that. But yeah, that's my upgrading practice Grand Prix advice. And oh, I thought somebody was just ever putting in another run there, or they did because the times reshuffled, but haven't been beaten yet out of second place. But yeah, like definitely with these Grand Prix, you know, it is just a case of check the groups you're in and look at your token standing. And realistically, like this car isn't amazing. It's not exactly used in a lot of other events. It's going to be used obviously in a Stars and Stripes daily event, whereby it'll give you some tokens back, but not 4.5k, that's for sure. And yeah, keys for this one I think appeared later on, about 6 months down the line, in the global version of the game, and they were in a type of car hunt for the key. So just do that over and over and over again and you would just get the key out of those anyway. So yeah, this is one where, like, I think the general idea with this is not to freak out too much with it. But yeah, it is obviously just, it's another event in Asphalt 9 Legends, so we'll do our best and see what I can come away with from it. But as always, guys, sub button up there over my head. I will do as many days of this as I can as possible, but like I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm not going to be here for the last couple of days of this event. But yeah, I will do as many as I can, and obviously up there and there is other videos for my channel. Alright guys, good luck in this event. Hopefully you landed in nice enough groups, and yeah, drive safe as always.